Good evening, everybody, and thanks for attending the second in the series of interviews with the speakers for the magnificent Magnetic Business event that's coming up on the 1st and 2nd of October in Manchester at the Chamber of Commerce offices, Elliott House on Deansgate. So tonight I'm going to be speaking to Robert Rowley, who is an old friend of mine. I met Robert originally at the Public Speakers Academy, which we're both members of, and I am now an ACE coach for. I don't know if you know that I do some public speaking coaching in my spare time. And Robert has recently won, actually, the Best European Member of the Year award for his speaking skills. His highest attendees at an event that he's run is 1,600. So Robert's a very accomplished and polished public speaker, and he's going to be talking about something that's of relevance to all of us as we're getting older, which is, what are we doing about managing our investments, managing our money, managing our pensions? Do we have a financial future? Because in this country particularly, the pensions are worth less and less, and maybe they won't even be around when our children are up to retirement. So it's a really important subject, and Robert's going to be talking all about that at the Magnetic Business Seminar on the 1st and 2nd of October. So tonight he's just going to give us a little taster of what he's going to be talking about. So Robert, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Hello.
Hi. So let me start with a question that has been fascinating me, because you told me about 7 years ago that you hated everything about finance, personal finance, investment, but now you're a famous international speaker on that very subject. So what happened?
Yeah, this is a very good question. The main reason was that I hit the ground with my investments. I was making a lot of money as a business owner, and even though I came from a poor family and from a very, very small country called Slovenia, I started my business in my student years, and I became very successful in around 3 years' time. And I was making 6 figures per year, and I even cooperated at the time with people like Brian Tracy, Chet Holmes, and other very, very famous public speakers. And at that time, I just didn't care about investing and personal finance. I just said, okay, I'm a business owner, I run my business, I don't care about investing, I don't care about managing my money and so on. So I just gave my money to financial advisors and some investment managers. And I gave them my money year after year, and I trusted them to take good care of my money. But unfortunately, they didn't. And I lost a lot of money at that time. So I really was totally frustrated, because I was thinking, I'm working 12 hours a day in my business like a crazy man, and then I'm losing it all just like that. It's unbelievable. And I was really frustrated. I didn't know what to do. And then I was really lucky that I had my third seminar with Brian Tracy. And after the seminar, I invited Brian to a dinner. And first, I told him all of my problems. And Brian Tracy, he's a very tough guy, military style, command and conquer type of guy, and usually he doesn't listen a lot. But at that moment, he listened to me, for 20 minutes. And then after these 20 minutes, he looked me straight in the eye, and he said something that totally changed my life. And it may change your life too. He said, Robert, it doesn't matter how much you earn. All that matters is if you have the skills to manage your money and to invest it. And at that moment, I realized I don't have these skills. I blindly trust the financial industry. And I made perhaps the most important financial decision of my life. I said, I will become one of the most financially literate people in this world, no matter what. If it takes 100 years and millions of pounds, I will become one of the most financially literate people in this world. So in the next 6-7 years, I invested heavily in my financial education. I've been to all the seminars, all the courses in the UK, in United States, in Germany, and so on. I invested heavily my money by myself and with the help of my coaches and so on. And you know, after this 7 years, you would say, wow, this guy cannot make any more foolish financial decisions, you know. But it was not so. Because after 7 years, I realized that there are some details, you know, they say the devil is in the detail. So I realized that there are some details that nobody talks about in the financial industry. In all those courses, at all those books that I read and so on, they don't talk about these details. And these details are crucial. If you want to have good returns, if you want to take care of your financial future, if you want to have safe financial future, you need to know these details. And it took me 7 years of learning and practicing in order to get to know these details. And right now, my mission in life is to share these details that nobody in the financial industry shares with people. So no financial advisor, no banker, no forex broker shares these things, you know, because when people don't know these things, they make a lot of money. So what I do is I share these things because my business model is not to sell financial products, you know. I don't sell financial products. I share knowledge. That is, I believe that this is the right knowledge, the right financial knowledge. Because I believe that the financial industry, most of the time, they just want to push the wrong financial knowledge. And because people don't have the right financial education, they make a lot of money. They can make a lot of money. So this is maybe my story in short.
Okay, that's very interesting. So it's a bit like that in recruitment, actually. I think there's some secrets in the recruitment world that recruitment companies don't want clients to know, because then they'd be able to do it themselves. And that's kind of what I talk about. Very similar.
I would be very interested to hear your presentation, because I am also a business owner, and I have right now I have 6 employees. So yeah, I will be very, very interested to hear your story and your presentation. So I look forward to the seminar.
Thank you, Robert. Me too. So if people come along to the seminar on the 1st and 2nd of October, they can expect to find out what these secrets are that you know about the financial industry and be able to implement them straight away? Yeah,
that's right. So what I share is very simple. I believe that many people think that investing and managing your money is very, very complex, and that you need to know a lot of things, that you need to hire a financial advisor or planner. But my approach is that I try to simplify things. I try to make it as simple as possible. And because I believe that financial industry is trying to make things complex. But why? Because they make money out of it. Because if you trust your money to the financial industry, to advisors, then they can make a lot of money out of your investments. And you keep very, very little. And when you take care of your money, and I will give you the right knowledge, I will give you the right tools, I will share with you which financial products are not okay. And the very the interesting thing is that the most popular financial products and investing products are really the worst ones, because they have the highest commissions and fees. But unfortunately, people don't know that. Yeah, so I will share all the details, and most of the people, if they already invest in mutual funds, in stocks, in forex and stuff like this, when they come to my seminar, they always say, "Ooh, God damn it! I wish I was here 10 years ago," because they realized that they were losing money every single day because they didn't know these details.
Yeah. Wait a minute, I'm using the microphone.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't hear that. Yeah.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you.
Great. So I'm really looking forward to hearing what you're going to talk about, because I remember saying to you some time ago that the financial aspect of life is a complete mystery to me, and it just seems like too bigger subject. If you're already interested in investments and financial stuff, then that's one thing. But for me, I'm a complete novice. I know nothing, and it scares me. So I will be really interested to hear.
Because people at my seminars, there are people who are experienced investors, and there are people who are totally, they don't have a clue about investing. And they both get huge value, because for the people who are just starting out, they realize that they need to start to invest, because otherwise they will have very, very big financial problems later in life. Because I give them these details, I help them to avoid all of these big mistakes that investors do, like investing in the wrong products. Also the pension plans. Most pension plans put your money into financial products that have the highest possible commissions and fees. So very little changes in the pension plan, because every pension plan you can select into which products your money goes, and very small changes can make a huge difference over time. So last time I had my seminar in London, and I talked to a couple that were there, and they calculated that because they will just change the financial product that their pension plan is putting money into, they will have in 20 years' time, they will have more than £100,000 more in their pension pot. So it's amazing difference, with just because you know some of the details.
That's amazing. I was going to ask you, actually, what do you think, in your opinion, are the main mistakes that people make when investing?
Yeah, this is a very good question. So maybe the first big mistake would be that they invest in the wrong financial products, in the financial products that are the most popular. And unfortunately, the most popular financial products are the ones that are the worst for the investors, for all of us. Why? Because the financial industry tries to sell hard and pushes all the financial products that make them a lot of money through commissions and fees. And if they make a lot of money, customer cannot make a lot of money. So this is the first big mistake, to just trust the financial industry, financial planners, and so on. The second big mistake is that a lot of people try to beat the market. What do I mean by that? They try to make certain investments, and they try to get 20% per year or 30% per year, and then obviously they lose their money. Why? Because they took too much risk, and over the long run, you cannot beat the market. Nobody beats the market in the long run. So what I teach investors is not to try to beat the market, but just to take everything or almost everything that the market gives you. Okay? Because if you invest in the most popular financial products, you keep only a little, maybe 20 to 30% of the possible returns. So what I teach investors is how to keep 97% of the possible returns, and not just 20% of the returns. And over the long run, this amounts to a lot of money, tens of thousands, at least, even for the very, very, let's say, average investors who invest maybe 100, 200 pounds per month. This amounts to a lot of money over the long run.
Yeah.
And maybe the third mistake is that a lot of people spend a lot of time doing the investments, managing their investments. For example, they go to some kind of Forex courses, they go to a stockbroker, and then they just trade stocks all the time, and so on. So they spend a lot of time to manage and make their investments. For example, I know a lot of guys, because I was also at that courses years and years back. People who trade Forex, they spend hours and hours per day trading Forex, and at the end, almost all of them lose money, lose all of their money. So they spend a lot of money, and they lose a lot of money. They spend a lot of time and they lose a lot of money. And a lot of people are just trying to be these active investors. They just invest, manage. They check the smartphone every couple of minutes. How do their stocks go and so on. And I believe that this is total crazy. Why? Because passive investing. I teach passive investing. I teach investing where you spend maybe 2 or 3 hours, but not per week, not per month, but per year for your investments. And so passive investments that give you much better returns than all the active investments. So people who are active investors and spend a lot of money for this, they think that they will get great returns, but unfortunately, the reality is the other way around. Passive investors using my systems, they are getting much better returns than all the active investors, and they have a lot of time to spend for their business, for their hobbies, for their families, and so on. So this is maybe the third mistake.
That's really interesting, because that is definitely one of the things that have put me off in the past is, oh my God, how much time is this going to take me? So it's good to hear that it's only a couple of hours a year. I think even I can a couple of hours a year. So that is. I know in your seminars you say that people shouldn't be relying, and I mentioned this at the beginning, on the government pensions for the future. Why is that? Why have you got that take on things?
Yeah, the problem is that in the past we had these nice population pyramids. We had a lot of young people who were financing the older generations. And right now, all around Europe, all around the world, all around the developed world, we have totally different picture. Right now we have 4 workers financing 1 retiree in Europe, but in 3 decades we will have only 2 workers financing 1 retiree. So the pressures on our pension systems will be very dramatic, and people who just rely on somebody else to provide them with the pension will have a very hard time, because government pensions right now, I think that in the UK the most you can get is £116 per week. And this will go down. So if you don't have your own pension plan, you need to start right away. But the problem with pension plans is that they put your money into the wrong financial products. So you need to know some additional details about different financial products, and to put or to connect your pension pot, your pension plan, with the right financial products that will bring you very good returns over the long run. Okay, so this is very important. So we have these population pyramids that are becoming worse and worse, and governments will have less and less money to finance pensions. And also, if you take care of your pension, there are some problems, because most of the pension plans are rigged against us. Let's say this.
All right, yeah. Well, that's very worrying. I think a lot of people don't have their own pension in this country. That's why the government's, insisted that businesses now have to provide for their staff. But still, it's a drop in the ocean in terms of, if you want to live as you're used to living and not have to cut your standard of living by 2/3 or 75% when you reach.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
We are bombarded all the time, though, aren't we, with adverts promising high returns, trading, Forex, for example. You mentioned Forex earlier. What's your take on that?
Well, I can tell you from my experience, because I spent maybe 3 years of my time trading Forex. That was at the time when I started to get my financial education, and I attended a lot of courses in London from some of the most well-known companies there. So I spent just for the courses, I spent more than £20,000. So I invested in the courses more than £20,000, and then I had quite a lot of friends, or maybe I got to know quite a lot of people there at these courses. But the problem was that after a couple of years learning how to trade Forex and practicing it all the time and spending hours and hours per day to do that, after 2 years, we were in our group. We were at the elite course, that was really very high priced, and there were 40 of us. And after 2 years, only one person was profitable. all the other people were just losing money, and nobody tells you that. They tell you, we will teach you 3 simple strategies and you will be able to make 20% per month, or per year, or whatever, Well, this is, pardon me, but this is bullshit. This is total bullshit, because it's simply not true. The statistics are very simple. The Forex trading world consists of three groups of people. 95% or 96% of people are just losing money and losing their time. And normally they lose all of their money that they invest in Forex trading. So this is 96% of people. So 19 out of 20 people lose all of their money. Even if they invested a couple of years and a lot of money in trading. Then there are maybe 2 or 3% of people who are breaking even, and they are just losing their time. And then there is 1 to 2% of people who are the professionals, and they earn a lot of money. But in order, and nobody tells you that, nobody tells you that in order to become a professional, you need to be trading Forex every day for at least 3 to 5 years. You need to invest tens of thousands of pounds into your special courses and so on. You need to buy special software that costs at least a couple of £100 per month. Nobody tells you these things, and I had to learn them the hard way. And then I just stopped, because it was just not possible to beat the game. So right now I teach people a totally different system, because some of my students, they would like to get some better returns in the short run with their money. So I teach them how to automatically copy some successful traders with their money. But this is just for people who are a little more aggressive and risk-taking. The probability of getting good returns is much, maybe 20 times higher than if you trade on your own. But still, it's risky, So I teach some of the ways that can bring you good short-term returns, but they are totally passive. You don't need to be there trading and so on, because your money is automatically copying some successful traders. But this is, like I said, it's still risky. So most of my strategies are for people who just want to have good long-term returns. And these strategies are very, very good and amazing, and also very safe. But I also teach some short-term strategies, but only passive ones. Only the ones that you don't need to spend your time in order to implement them.
Okay. So one of the things we're going to be learning the magnetic business. But why else to you at the event?
Sorry, can you repeat that? I had some problems with hearing that.
Okay, can you?
Yeah. Don't know. Yeah, now I hear you.
So the question was, why should I come to the seminar in October, on the 1st and 2nd of October, and listen to you talk at that event?
Okay, so if you are investing your money already, or if you plan to start to invest in the future, or if you have a pension plan, or if you plan to have a pension plan in the future, then you really need to be there. Why? Because I will share with you all these details that will help to save you. If you are just a very average investor with just an average income, they will save you over the long run at least 30 to 100,000 pounds. And I'm not kidding, you know, because I will show you all the details, and I will show you some calculations where you will see how much money you can save with very, very small changes to whatever you do with your money. So if you are not investing yet, then you need to come, because in the future you would make a lot of huge mistakes with your money, because sometime at one time in your life you will have to invest, okay, in order to provide for your pension and so on. And if you are already investing, you are now losing money every day. And I will show you how, with small changes, totally passively, how you will get much better returns on your money than if you just go on like you are with the products and with the strategies that you are using now. So this will be huge value for you. Like I said, most people that come to my seminars, they say to me, Robert, I wish I was here 10 years ago, because they would have a lot more money in their accounts if they just knew these details.
And is it still worth me, Robert, if you're like me, don't have hundreds of thousands of pounds to invest, you maybe have a few £100 to invest every month? Is it still worth coming?
Yes, because my seminar is not for these high flyers, you know, and for millionaires. It's for ordinary people. It's just for ordinary people. Most of my clients are just, you know, are people with just average income. Nothing special. They are not people who earn 10,000 pounds per month. They are people who even in Eastern Europe, I have a lot of people at my seminars who earn maybe only 800 pounds per month or 700 pounds per month. But if they invest 50 pounds per month or 100 pounds per month, the value of this seminar will be already in the tens of thousands in the future. Okay, so it's not obviously I also have millionaire investors. In London last time we had Mark Bryant, who is also a member of PSA, and he's a millionaire. You know, he has a very, very successful business. He's a millionaire, and he said to me, I invested, you know, for the last 10 years, but I didn't know these details, you know, and he made these changes quickly, you know. So if you are making a lot of money, this will be perfect for you. And also, if you don't make a lot of money, this will be perfect for you, because the principles are the same, you know, for all of us. You know, so this is it.
Brilliant. Well, I'm really looking forward to it. If you also would like to hear the detail of what Robert has discovered through his journey and how it can be applied to your financial future, then go to www.magneticbusiness.co.uk, and you'll find there all the different details of all the speakers on the 1.5-day event on the 1st and 2nd of October. And if you go there before, on or before the 14th, so just by the end of this week, if you go and book your tickets now, there's an early bird offer on, and it's ridiculously cheap. The value for money that you're going to get out of this seminar is unbelievable. And our headline speaker, I'm very excited about, because our headline speaker is Richard McCann, who I've known for a while. And Richard was the son of the very first Yorkshire Ripper victim, and he was 5 when his mother was murdered by Peter Sutcliffe. And his story is amazingly inspirational. You know, if you think you've got problems, well, you know, I don't think you could get much worse than Richard's starting life. And to see what he's achieved and how he's turned his life around is absolutely worth coming to listen to. But we've also got the fabulous Sammy, an achievement mindset speaker. I was on with the wonderful Andy Preston on sales, because that's something that we all need to do in our business and don't do enough of. So as well as Robert and myself, we're going to be joined by our nominated charity, and the CEO of that charity is a guy called Joe O'Connor. And Joe has an amazing story which he doesn't tell to many people. But again, he has overcome incredible odds. You know, fancy being told that you're going to be paralyzed for life and not going to be able to walk. I won't spoil too much of his story, but that's an amazing story to listen to and very inspirational. So if you want to find out more about it, go to www.magneticbusiness.co.uk, but don't leave it too long, because we have a limited number and we've already sold a lot of tickets. So it would be great to see you there. I hope you can make it. Robert, thank you so much for tonight.
Thank you.
To hear you talk more about this subject, I think it's absolutely fascinating. It's something I definitely need to make a decision to get my head around after all these years. I probably should have done it a long time ago, but better late than never, eh?
Yeah. Thank you very much for inviting me. Yeah?
Oh, you're very welcome. And thanks to all of you for attending. You will get the replay in due course. And get logged on for next week's seminar. I'll send out a link again anyway. But I look forward to seeing you then. Good night for now.
Thank you. Bye.